Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of Dubai Stars. I've always said it, I'm gonna always say it. Everyone can make something very big in this city, and tonight we have a very special guest. We have Mrs. Jade Morrison, straight away from the UK, building a legacy, a dynasty in Dubai, and here she is in flesh and blood, and she's gonna explain everything to us, how she made it.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be invited, and yeah, I look forward to seeing where this takes us.
I know like you're not always on social media, few people know about you, but I know that you had such an amazing run in Dubai, and it's still even young. For sure you're gonna achieve triple and 10 times more than that. So Jade, you are born and raised in the UK.
Yes.
And my first question that I ask every guest I'm having, what brought you to Dubai and why Dubai?
Okay, so why Dubai? Actually, crazy story. 2012 was a slightly tough year for me, and I was looking for a new job when my boss at the time sent me a job advert for Dubai saying, do you want to earn £250,000 a year tax-free? And I was like, wow, what is this place? Is it real? So I typed Dubai into Google, and lo and behold, all these amazing places pop up. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So I call a recruiter in central London who was trying to help me find a job in the estate agency in central London. I ask him, is this real? And he says, Jade, it's possible, but there is no salary. So if you go there and you do not sell, you are coming home. So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, let me see what I can sell. What can I sell to get me a ticket to Dubai? So I was very lucky actually, because at the time I was in a really, really high amount of debt in the UK. So I had only my car that I had fully paid for, that was mine. So I managed to sell it for £4,000, about 20,000 dirhams. And I quit my job and I jumped on a flight within like literally 2 weeks. Everyone told me I'm crazy. I even signed the declaration to declare yourself as a non-resident of England, and everyone was like, Jade, well, what are you doing? Like, what if you come back next month? I was like, oh, it's fine, we'll sort it out. But I left and I came, and that was it. I was on the flight and I came to Dubai.
Talk to me about the mixed emotion you had between being scared, excited, a new city, new place.
I think more than anything, because I was in such a tough place in England in 2012, I think there was nothing to lose. I never ever felt, in a weird way, even though I was born in England, I never felt like I belonged there. Like my luck is not there. And I feel like in a way, everyone has that one place where they will thrive. And for me, Dubai is my place. Even if I go home now for a visit, something bad always happens. And everyone's like, Jade's coming home. So yeah, I was of course I was really, really scared, and everyone was telling me I'm making a mistake. So that was a big factor, but there was something, and I cannot explain it, but there was something just pulling me here.
I totally can relate. I had the same feeling. Coming to Dubai, total stranger, no resources, no one to even count on, if something goes wrong. I can feel it, but when I came here, I'm like, there is no way I'm leaving this city, even if I have to take any kind of work. So yeah, this is like, and everyone, like mostly they have the feeling like, yeah, we belong in here, we have to make it in here. So you reached Dubai.
Yeah.
Take me from there, guide me from there.
So very strange actually. Before I came, 2 weeks, there was a 2-week gap, and so I started sending CVs online. Now there was one big company that's no longer in Dubai, but they wanted to do a Skype interview with me. But I was so shy that I didn't want to come on Skype. So I ended up going for a job where the guy didn't want to Skype interview me. And he promised me like 3 months accommodation, 3 months car hire. And I thought, look, I really need that. So I landed in Dubai, and it was a nightmare. From the moment I landed, I landed at 4:30 in the morning, and by 7:30 I called him and I said, look, I'm ready to come to the office. Where is your office? I'm coming. So he was like, the office is in Al Barsha. So I said, okay, I'll be there. So I got a taxi there. By 11 o'clock, I was in a Kia Picanto on Sheikh Zayed Road, I'm ready. I'm ready, I'm here. And he thought I was crazy. I definitely was. I was just so hungry to go and see what it's all about. And I realized very quickly no one else worked there. We did not have any advertisement on any portals. We had nothing at all. But I still listened to him because he's the only person that I knew here. Exactly. So I didn't have any choice. So I gave him my passport, didn't think anything of it, and started calling all these lists that he was giving me. I was taking on properties in T-Com, downtown, ranches, all over. And then I was just going there and taking the photos, uploading them to a system. But the system didn't exist. There was no portals connected to the system.
Yeah, it's just
then he told me to make my own Debizzle account, private Debizzle account, and start putting listings on. I thought, okay, this is a bit crazy. Yeah. But I would say it was around 1 month when I realized he hadn't paid for the car hire. The car hire people called me to pay. The place that I was staying, they wanted rent. And then I realized so quickly, like, this guy hasn't kept with any promise he said to me, and I need to start paying. So I paid, and I came down to about 10,000, maybe 9,000 dirhams the day that he came to me and said, I'm closing the business down.
Wow.
And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? You brought me here and now you're leaving me. Do I get a flight home or do I try and make it? And he said, come with me and you've got nothing to lose. But I was so defeated. And he drove me to my company that I'm with now. And we were based on Jumeirah Beach Road at the time. And I remember both the bosses sitting there looking at me thinking, why would we hire you? I was in jeans, an oversized t-shirt, defeated. Like why am I here? And they gave me a shot, and from there it's been good times. 7.5 years ago.
They gave you a shot. Tell us, like, what was the offer, the package you were having?
So no salary. Obviously commission split that we have, which is quite standard in Dubai. I don't really want to go into any splits.
Like everyone else.
Yeah, basically standard 50%.
You get a SIM card.
Exactly.
Maybe,
no, I didn't take a SIM card. I have my own SIM card. 50%.
And very used and exhausted laptop.
No, I didn't wear the desk. Had a desk there, but for me it wasn't. I was so tunnel visioned to everything that I had no expectation. Like I told you, even today when I come here, I come with no expectation. So even in Dubai, when I came, I knew I was meant to be here, but I didn't know what I was here for. And I didn't know, I just wanted to stay. I did not want to go home.
Yeah.
So that was in my mind. That night that I stayed, my boss sat with me in the office until 10 o'clock, and we put all the listings on, all the random rubbish that I had found all around Dubai, everywhere, and we put it all on, and my phone started ringing the next day. It was crazy.
You found a way, today you can say like the most efficient way to get a verified client is through listing, is through digital media, adverts. Like, where do you find your most clientele and the most verified one of them? Because in Dubai we have something called a prospect. Someone is wanderer in the market, and then we have a client who knows what he wants. He just need to find his proper match.
See, so for me, a lot of my business is done from referrals. Like and I specialize in 2 areas, ranches and Dubai Hills. And for 5 years, I grew my business in ranches. So a lot of people that I sold to in 14, 15, they come back to me to resell. Dubai Hills, obviously only secondary market. I've never worked for the developer. It's always been the secondary market sales. So I built a good name for myself there on the secondary market side. So a lot of people, they know of me or they've heard of me, so they call me to give me properties. When it comes to clients, I am so strict on my vetting process. Like, I will not go out. If someone calls me and says, oh, I'm in Dubai Hills, can you come meet me for a viewing? Like, no, sorry. Can you tell me, please, all these questions that I have first? And if they're serious, they'll tell you. And if they're not, they will cut the phone.
Yeah. So when verifying a client, what do you mostly ask for?
Firstly, have they ever been to the area? Like, for instance, do you need a maid's room? There's lots of properties in ranches that don't have maid's rooms, and agents won't even ask that first basic question. They'll bring them for a viewing. What's the point? And then they get there and say, oh, I need a maid's room. So you wasted your car petrol to come here?
Actually, what I find very funny that agents don't ask, like, if this is suitable within his budget.
True.
They don't ask if the client is a cash or you're looking for a mortgage. And most importantly, they don't ask, when I find you the right product, when are you looking to do the sale? And they keep it as in a gray area, and then someone like yourself will come, very knowledgeable, evaluate their own time and make sure they can do the sale within 3 or 4 days, and then that agent will start saying someone stole him from me or I lost my chance or stuff like that. So yeah, this is a very actually it's essential for you to verify he's a proper client by asking the right questions, getting all of your info, doing the image, and then you can start doing the viewings, whether from an area to another. Once you know everything is
so
verified.
important. Yeah, and I think that agents that go that extra mile and just ask these questions, they're the agents that it's like not rocket science. It's
like a menu you have to follow it,
just
and
like,
then you will get the
basics. This is the basics. The negotiations are actually, you know, where people shine now. Because if you are a true negotiator, these are the people that are doing well. But these basic things, I think every agent should be doing this. And if you're not, or you can't even be bothered, like some people pick up the phone and go, hello, like, where's your energy?
Yeah.
Dude, this person's about to spend like 1 million dirhams, 2 million dirhams, 3 million dirhams.
And he's feeling and
he's feeling good, and you're like, hello.
Yes, who's this?
Who is
what
this?
Do you want?
What do you want? Why are you calling me?
So Jade, for you to reach this level,
for
sure you had to do tons of mistakes. So that's why we're gonna go back. When you did the listings, when you went everything, the phone started ringing, and tell us what was your main mistakes you were doing that people can avoid it nowadays. Whoever is listening to us can avoid it.
My first ever mistake that I made is so unbelievably crazy. But there was a client that was looking to rent in the Springs. So I'd taken them, I'd never done a rental before. So I'd taken them around, and they were like, look, they sent me messages like, you are the most professional agent we've ever met. We're so happy to work for you. And I was like, just buzzing. Like, I didn't even earn any money, but I was like, this means so much because it means I stand a chance. So I started sending them. I thought that basically I could send them like links of other people's properties, and then we would share the commission. So I called the guy and I'm like, did you see the links that I sent? And he was like, yeah, thanks so much, Jade. We took the first one. And I'm like, okay, great. So I go to my boss and I'm like, I think I've done a deal. And then he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, they're taking the one that I sent them. And he's like, Jade, did you call the other agent? I was like, no. And he's like, my boss wanted to help me so badly because he knew that I was so like, oh my God, he actually called the other agent. Honestly, looking at it now, it's like so funny. He called her and he said to her, oh, like, I'm really sorry to call you. This is like a bit awkward, but you had a deal through this guy because of Jade. And she's like, okay. And she's like, can we give like half? And she was like, looking back now, if I was him, I never would have called. But obviously, he just wanted to help me. He was like trying to see if he. Oh, it was so funny.
Because like it's always the first experience when you do something good. It really lifts you up. It puts a fire in you. You become very hungry. You want to do 10 more, 20 more. But once you feel like you're doing a deal and the deal happened and you lost it to somewhere else, some people it takes them a month to recover from it because they put all of their mindset like I lost. It's not I gained experience. I lost money, and that's where the mindset shifts between people.
Look,
that's the changes.
The problem is with this job, and I think the most thing, you have to be so resilient. Like you talk about making mistakes, even down to this month, a few days ago, quite a big deal actually, more than 40 million dirhams in Emirates Hills. Really annoying situation has occurred. A rental agent in my office had a client, and he wanted to work with her, and he was looking to buy something large. I said, hand the client over and I'll give you a referral fee because I believe that you have to vet that client properly. It's like, it's not 10 million, it's not even 2 million. So anyway, she wouldn't hand it over. She went and viewed one of my listings that was not allowed to be listed. It was an off-market unit, and did the viewing and everything and didn't follow up with the client. And that client has just purchased my property in Emirates Hills through another agent. It's like tough, right? What do? You have to be resilient. You wake up and you say, okay, what to do? I know the agent. I haven't said anything to him because for me, I believe in karma. Okay, so if this happens to me today, tomorrow this is going to happen to you. You know, it's all swings and roundabouts. And at the end of the day, if we had handled the situation differently, we wouldn't be in this situation. So I can't even, of course, it's like annoying, but I can't call him and say, what have you done? Why have you done this? Blah, blah, blah. Because he's going to be like, well,
he came to me.
You know?
Yeah.
So you kind of just, okay, obviously that person's very devastated because it's a huge commission and, you know, it would have been such a big thing for her, but you have to wake up, you have to just dust yourself off and forget about it and move on.
There's no one to blame, it's all on you from
Exactly.
the meeting point until the finishing point.
If you want someone to blame, you have to blame yourself.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if situation was handled differently, it wouldn't have, you know, missed us. So annoying. But, you know, you still learn every single day. I don't know really, obviously, I tried to have it to be a different outcome, but she wouldn't give me the client. So you can't force someone, right?
Yeah, of course. Guide me through your first year.
My first year.
Yeah. I mean, our life is like an emotional roller coaster. It's going up and down every day, every hour. But I want to know the first year because that's what built your character.
From the moment that I joined Dacha, I felt amazing. I had 2012, as I mentioned, in England was a very tough year for me, and probably 5 years prior to that, it was hard. So coming here and just every single day, I remember driving down Jumeirah Beach Road and looking at Burj Al Arab and thinking, I am going to put my parents there. Like the first thing I'm going to do when I make some money, I will put my parents. I checked the price afterwards and I was like, yeah, okay, maybe we'll just start somewhere smaller. But I had so much ambition and just like you'd look around and you just like I'd drive in Sports City and I'd say one day I'm going to build a building. Like one day I'm going to own a building called Jade. Like I'm going to own a building. Like and I know it. I know I am. It's like it is. You know, the whole experience. I was addicted to Dubai, and every month I liked going out. I liked enjoying myself, but a lot of the times my friends would be like, "Okay, we're going to ladies' night. We're doing this," and I'd be like, "No." I would be at home like researching floor plans of ranches, and my friends like, "Jade, come on! Like, what's wrong with you? Come out!" And now she says to me to this day, "This is why you researched floor plans of ranches." So the year actually was fantastic, and in 2013, I was the top earner of the Dacha.
From 2013 until date.
The date that I started on the 1st of March. So from March to the end of the year, I became the top earner of the company. The only year that I haven't won is 2014, and I met my partner that year. So I was a bit like, I was a bit.
Yeah, like we got the money, you got everything. Now let me focus on myself a bit.
But then, literally after a few months, I was like, "No, I'm back to it." So yeah.
Okay, I need to know because we know like in order for you to succeed, to close this big, to make this kind of amount, it really takes skills and time management. So I would like to know what would a typical day look to you since you open your eyes until you fall asleep.
It's different now with this COVID situation.
Let's fast forward.
Okay.
It's like usually, I'm sure you wake up very early.
Normally, if we were like pre-COVID, I'd be up by 6. So 6 o'clock in the gym, come back, 6, like by 7:30 I'd be back home, and I normally would be in my office by 9:30, like every day. Our start time's 9:30.
But gym is a ritual, like you have to do it every day. Can you tell us why you do it?
Exercise is the most important.
I know, I do
thing.
the same. Even though I hate it. I hate the gym. I hate going to the gym. I hate everything. But I have to do it because I found out the day I train, I have energy easy till 9 or 10 p.m. The day that I don't train, once I have lunch at 3-4 p.m., I feel I just want to fall on the desk, like that's it, I'm gone. I don't have energy anymore. So
I'm exactly the same. So I go through patterns, but the thing is, since COVID happened, I don't want to go back to the gym. So I've been working out from home and trying to incorporate it. But yeah, the day has definitely changed. Before COVID, I would sleep by 10 o'clock every night in the week. Now I'm sleeping like 12. So I'm waking up at like 8. It's like annoying. I'm losing the you're having the difference. But no, we went through a phase where we were doing all these Zoom meetings every single day, and now most people are back in the office. Because of the amount and the deals that I did during COVID from lockdown, I've proved to myself I don't need to go to my office every day. Yeah. So my boss is being like okay with that, which is good because we have quite a strict policy in Dacha. It's not normally come and go. It is really, you should be there. So but it's really worked for me. And I actually find, when you're in the office, you get distracted so easily because you start talking to your colleague, what have you been up to, what's going on, everyone wants help or something. So I am actually preferring working from home, and I believe that you can do the same amount of work if you work smart in 4 hours that you can do in 10 hours. If you actually work smart, and there needs to be a balance because we work so much, and the phone will ring Friday morning, Saturday evening. Like there's no exactly. So the phone calls you have to take. Like I really, really do not believe in missing a call. Sometimes I look at the phone, I'm like, oh, and then I can't help myself. I just pick up, even if I'm eating, which is my family's like, Jade, do you have to? Like, and I'm like, yes, I do. So. From that side of things, yes, of course, I'm always on the phone. But now, actual working hours, I would say probably 4 to 5 hours a day that I'm working like solidly, and trying to find like a balance between like still living and not having this consume your entire life to,
enjoying yourself but also doing the balance, of course.
Like weekends now are very important to me. I wouldn't work a weekend unless I was doing a signing. Yeah.
Even Friday is like it's off the book. Like we don't talk about Friday, but for Saturday, if someone really wants to do something, make sure it's
correct.
Yeah, it's at least paying off.
On Friday, if I would work on a Friday, if I was signing something or if it was something really important that I knew, like couldn't be held off, then yeah.
All right. So basically, you wake up at 6. You go to gym. 9:30, you're working, whether you're in the office or at home. Guide me through this. Like, when is the best time to make the phone calls? When is the best time to make the emails? When is the best time to send WhatsApps? When's the best time to arrange meeting?
I'm really not a person for emails. Like, as crazy as it sounds, I'm really not. I don't enjoy emails. It's not personal. I think like even WhatsApp as well. I hate people that negotiate on WhatsApp. Like sometimes I will do it if the person's really not answering. But genuinely, I think that the most important thing is to get the person on the phone, because sometimes you can just be misconstrued over message, and when you're actually speaking to someone or you're face to face, it's 100 times better.
Totally different, of course.
So I feel at my most optimal in the morning. The morning for sure, like 10 till probably lunchtime. I always eat lunch at my desk. I never, ever, ever go to the kitchen and sit with everyone and gossip. I'm not interested. If I want to gossip and talk about stuff, I'll talk about it on the weekend. So that for me, I save my time. And then depending on how my day is going, most viewings, meetings would be after 4 o'clock. So 4 till 7. Yeah.
That's the best time.
It really depends. Some days if you have that day where you just can't be bothered and everything's going wrong, the best thing that you can do is take yourself off and go and relax and start again tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I tell everyone here. Like, if you're not feeling you want to work, don't come here, sit 2 hours miserable and then go home. Go chill on the beach, let it all go out, and then come tomorrow fresh. Don't force it, because end of the day, we are all humans. We will all get drained from answering the phone, from sending the emails, from doing the WhatsApps, from even entertaining every inquiry, which let's say 50% of those are not even proper inquiries. It's just some people want to. Some people, I tell them, I think you need a friend. You don't need a real estate agent. You're lonely because the typical question you're asking doesn't have to do anything with the industry. So after all of this, we feel drained. We all need to pause, to restart, and that's what I feel like COVID, in a way, was a blessing in disguise, because it showed us all that we've been killing each other. We've been in this, that I call myself the rat race. Even though we're not like the small rats in here, we take the full cheese, but still you have to run, you have to be on top of the game. There's no way like losing up 2-3 days, you will come, you will be missing something. Even when we take vacations, like I have friends that were like, we fly July and August. I'm like, really? Like my longest, by far, it's been 12 days, because I am worried, because when I'm gonna come back, I need 1 week to be back in the mood of the work and to do everything again. So I don't want to miss some months where I can. It's gonna be really hard to.
For me, I like to take a month every year.
Which is August, I'm assuming.
Normally, this kind of time, like June, July, or August, one of the 3 months. Obviously, this time it's not happening, but my partner always says to me, he's like, Jade, you chill for like 10 days, and then all of a sudden it's like a switch came on you and you're working. Like I am working. It's like I might as well be in Dubai. I'm fully on the phone. I have a package on my phone that I can answer all calls. I can take all calls. So I refuse to give my listings to other people. So basically, I'm in Dubai. Just
physically you're in the Bahamas, mentally
yeah,
you're
exactly.
in Dubai, and everything.
And my partner's like, really? And I'm like, yes, really.
Yes,
so I touch wood. Every time I travel, I still close a deal. So I'm like, don't worry, you can go to my office. My boss is going to be there with the paperwork. So, but I agree. You do feel like it's like this anxious feeling when you're meant to travel and you know you're going to travel and you're like trying to figure out like, what if I don't earn? What if I lose my listings? What if this? What if this? And you feel anxious. Then when you come back, you're like, right, I've got to seriously work so hard now. So yeah.
Tell me, what was the most funny or awkward situation you had with a client? I'm sure you had a lot.
I've had many awkward and funny situations. Oh God. You know, like when you actually think about it, it's like so hard to pinpoint. I had a really, well, it's kind of funny, but it's also it's awkward, definitely. When you're working in villas, in villa communities, I find that because it's normally families, it's fine as a woman. You know, no one's going to say anything inappropriate to you. So it's like you normally meet the wife, and the wife always is the decision maker. I had a really strange situation, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and this guy came, and he was like, wants to buy an Alma. I was like, great. And he was like, but it must be back in the mosque. Like, I'm super religious, has to be on the mosque. I was like, fantastic, because most people don't want to buy that villa, so it's cheaper. So found the villa. His wife came, she was pregnant, really lovely woman. She looks at the house, she's like, yes, I love it, blah, blah. So then he calls me and he's like, come with me. I was like, what, sign the contracts? And he's like, no, come and meet for coffee. So I didn't think anything of it. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll be in Ranches in like hour. So I go to meet him and he starts saying, so what do you think about RAC? Like, in what sense? And he's like, for a staycation. Like, why are you going with your wife? Like, honestly, I was like so oblivious to what this man was trying to say to me. And then I realized the conversation went on and I was like, oh my God. Honestly, I was like,
he's asking me out.
I was so offended. And I basically, I said, look, this is like a professional thing. If you want the villa, you can call me and we'll draw the paperwork. If not, like, don't call me again. So anyway, he messaged me that evening and said to me that if like I don't go with him to RAC, he's going to buy the villa through another agent.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, good luck.
Yeah.
Blocked him. He brought the villa.
Wow.
For someone else.
Actually, that situation I really hate because
like,
I know
unbelievable.
more than 15 agents. They're amazing girls. They're so professional, but they get harassed. Like, I've seen WhatsApp messages by saying, yes, if you do this dinner with me, I'm gonna buy this penthouse. Like, you're looking for an investment. Like, I mean, if you're looking, this is cheap way, you know. First of all, because like you're underestimating this person, you're just seeing them as flesh, and it's a way or a mean to get yourself a property. It's something really bad, and that's why even in here that I find it, it really triggers me because I don't see even like a group of women being the women empowerment talking about the subject, but I feel a lot women are really misused in this industry.
See. For me, because I am so like strict in how I present myself, I think a lot of people wouldn't say anything to me. But what I don't agree with is the girls that are like laughing like and all this stuff and wearing like kind of inappropriate clothes. I hate it, and this is why it gives the wrong message, and that's probably why people think that that's okay to act like that, and it's just not. So it is sometimes the girls' fault.
I think those are the agents that work seasonal, you know, when the market is a bit down, it's like we can do something else, and when it's up, we're back in the industry. Funny. Okay, I'm sorry to ask you this. Maybe it's like I'm not trying to get into it, but I want to know, what are your goals? What is your plan for the next year, next 5 years, next 10 years? What, like I'm really interested of knowing this stuff. You know, if you don't mind sharing it.
So many things.
I mean, first of all, before jumping to the next 5 years, when you came to Dubai and you were fascinated by the city and you said, I want to bring my... So, whatever you had in your mind, did you ever write it down on a piece of paper?
Of course. But so I have this folder at home, and a lot of my friends actually laugh at me so much. Basically, what I do is at the end of every single December, I write physically. So I have in my notes, but I also have physically wrote down all my goals that I will achieve that year. Okay, they go into the folder. I've been doing this since 2014, so the folder is like, it's got also like achievements and like cards from like congratulations and things like that inside. And every year I write all my goals on. At the end of the year, I make it onto Excel, onto Word. I print it out and I highlight every single goal I achieved, along with a printout of how much I earned that year, and it goes into the folder. And every single year, it's just getting.
And it's been working.
But I also do, so then I have that yearly, and then every single week I have like, this is what I need to do, this is what I need. I believe in writing down things 100%, and also I'm very, very big believer in visualization. Like visualization is nuts. Like I love meditating. So I can just go off and my partner's like, is this actually true? I'm like, it is true. I can close my eyes and visualize anything I want. And if you can't, that's where the limit is.
Yeah.
If you can't visualize it, it's not possible for it to happen.
If you don't believe that you're worthy to have everything that you ever wanted, you will never see it. You know,
True.
like there is the power of attraction.
Yeah.
There is the power of everything. I still remember in 2017, I was with Sinan. Sinan, you're very familiar with him
Just
from
talking to him
Imar
about
and
it.
the group of the boys that they are all in real estate, and we were so drunk. We were in the five. And the five on the palm. And I remember I stood on the table and I told them, from now on, I'm gonna be the biggest earner in this city. And they were like, Anthony, just sit down, order another tequila or whatever it is. Just 5 days after it, me and Sinan, we start closing left and right. And I still remember that day, it was 1st of April. So I sent him 3 passport copy and credit cards. I'm like, book these units. And they were like, this is your version of April's Fool? I'm like, no, it's actually
really
proper
happening.
deals, book it. And he called me, he was like, what just happened? I'm like, don't worry, I'm giving you this month's 20 deals.
Oh.
And funny enough, that month I did 19 deals, 19.
Wow.
And I just said it, I didn't have prospects, I didn't have anything, but I believe that I'm gonna do it. And then I'm gonna tell them, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna be known for this industry. No matter who you, if you're resident, if you're coming for the city, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to buy Range Rovers, it's going to be brand new. And I always wrote it down.
Yeah.
And even the stuff that I haven't accomplished the same year, just the first quarter of the next year, it will happen. You know, I still remember even the amounts. Back in 2016, I wrote a check.
Yeah.
From me to me.
Yeah.
And I dated it 25th of May 2020. Which is when I turned 35 years old, and I put it on my closet and I put 5 million dirhams. So every morning when I wake up, and the days that you don't feel you want to work, that's the days that makes us. It's
I have exactly the same thing.
Yeah. So I was every day looking at the 5 million, I'm like, you're coming, you're coming, and that's what kept me driven. And now it's like, even on my desk, I still write down my goals, because even if I'm having a terrible phone call or whatever, I look at it, I'm like, you're the goal. Everything now, it doesn't matter.
I think one of the biggest issues that people face in this market, that they want to be, they say they are going to be. They say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. They might even put in the work. I know agents that work 12 hours a day but don't see the outcome. There's one huge issue lacking: positivity. There's so many people that aren't positive. So you speak to them and they're like, oh, and they say something, everything they're saying is negative.
And who's to blame in this case? In your opinion?
The person.
No, it's the person 100%, but this person is putting himself in a surrounding. All of their friends are negative. So if you're chilling with 4 or 5 guys or girls and they're whining about the market, the economy, the life, your parents, eventually you'll end up like them. True. You know what I mean? True. So that's why I always tell the people, your surrounding is the most important. Even if someone is blood, he's your cousin, and he's a negative person, it's okay to stay away from. Greet him on Christmas or any occasion.
But you can,
stay away from them. It's like, even for me, when I say family is chosen, doesn't have to be blood. It doesn't mean like If your cousin is doing something, like your mom would tell him, do like him. No, that's his situation.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with winners. And first thing to be positive is gratitude. You're waking
100%.
up every
Yes.
day.
And
We're
being
seeing
thankful.
people, almost half a
Yes.
million passed away, God rest their souls. You're still waking up every day in a beautiful city
Yeah.
like Dubai, where everything is safe, secured, you have all of the resources. You don't need any more motivation.
Every morning, I say to my partner, well, not every morning, but most days, I will say to him, tell me 5 things that you're happy for right now. It can be anything.
Like Jade,
tell me you're happy for the cat.
I'm
Like, I don't
yeah.
care. Like, tell me you're happy for the shoes that you're wearing. Just anything. Don't even think about it. Just say 5 things right this second I'm happy for. This is important.
Yeah.
And every day I try to do this. Like, I like to meditate in the morning if I get time, or when no one else is awake in the house, and just go down and just, you know, look outside into the garden and just be so happy. And then if you're feeling like crap day or it's not going good, then just smile and just think about the things that,
Exactly,
you know,
or the
it
things
could be anything.
you want to achieve,
Could be
even
anything.
like see what you want to
Yeah.
achieve. It will happen, you know. Like
Yeah.
you need to visualize. You need to see your future.
we-
You need to be a fortune teller yourself by saying your own future.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely. And this is the thing. Like, some people, they want so badly. Like, all my friends, they started playing the Emirates Lotto now. You know, they've started.
Made a 50 dirhams one, yeah.
Everyone's playing it now. Like, all my partner's playing it. He's like, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. And I'm not gonna win that lottery. Like, I know I'm not gonna win, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna still achieve everything through hard work. I know I won't be one of these people that's gonna be lucky to just get like bang. And I think that life has a funny way of giving you what you are ready to receive. This is how I feel.
True.
So if mentally I'm ready to receive, like, you know, some sort of amount of money, if I'm not mentally prepared to look after that amount of money and to take care of it properly, or if I just want to go crazy in the mall, I'm not going to get it. It's when you're actually mentally prepared to handle it, that's when I'm going to receive it.
So Jade, I wanna ask you a question,
Sure.
which I really get annoyed when people ask it to me, because I feel like they're really disrespecting our industry. I'm sure you're getting the same messages over your Insta, LinkedIn, Facebook. Hey,
Sure.
I lost my job.
It's
I'm
killing me.
joining real estate. Where shall I start?
It's really annoying. I'm
What-
getting
what
asked
do you
this
answer
question.
them?
I'm getting asked this question like 5 to 10 times a day, and some of the messages I'm just getting hi. I'm sorry, if you message me and say hi, I'm not
Yeah,
going to
this
respond
one
to you.
I hate it.
So I'm just deleting.
Yeah.
And I hate, you know, I'm so OCD, so I hate having like a thing like the number 1 showing on any app. Like, I need to clear it.
Yeah.
So every time I go on there, I see it, so I'm just deleting. The job situation, of course, is absolutely terrible. What's happened to people, but everyone now seems to be trying to jump into real estate, and it's like, okay, the market is going through like this bit of a buoyant time, but I can't see that this is going to really last because the oversupply is still there. Maybe it's just like going to be for this month or the next month. Maybe the people that couldn't buy in COVID have all of a sudden decided to buy, so that's why we're seeing it. And I just don't think that every single person getting into this job is the right thing to do. Yeah, if people are asking me so much, and all I say is please watch my videos on my Instagram. This is why I made, like, I made
What's
2
your
videos.
opinion?
I made 2 videos because I'm asked this question so much. Please tell me how to be a real estate agent. There's no magic formula. Go and pick up the phone and start speaking to people.
I made a video as well, and
That's all I say, just
named
please-
the video.
please-
Real estate
yeah.
is not your rebound job. It's
Oh,
not
I
a
haven't
rebound.
seen this. Okay.
So maybe you're not following properly. I'm gonna count you on. No, but I tell you something why I don't see these people succeeding. First of all, if you have the mindset of a 9 to 6, you will fail miserably in here. This is entrepreneurship. As you said, people wake up by 5, 6, 7
Yeah.
a.m.
True.
Do their training, go to office, send the emails, make the calls, arrange the viewings, send the WhatsApps, then leave the work, come back home, do your social media, do your posting, and then in the evening read a book about investment or whatever it is that will
Yeah.
open your
Yeah.
mind,
Yeah.
and then sleep. We're talking about 15, 16 hours of killing yourself in order for you to just succeed.
Yeah.
So you working 9 to 6, just lost your job, you just wanna come in thinking it's a walk in the park. It's a walk in hell and back every day.
People think it's easy. Like, it bugs me so much when people think that our job is easy. like, oh, we just show someone a house and then that's it. Like, yeah, sure, that's what's.
Or
that's,
why you want to claim commission? You just open the door for me.
Oh.
It's like really. So all of this calling the landlords, getting
really
the listing, the forms, and the
One of my very good friends actually just lost his job, World Trade Center, and he called me and he was like, Jade, what do you think? Should I join real estate and see how it goes? And I was like, honestly, if you want to try, go and try. Like I would never want to put someone off doing something when they could be fantastic. It could be their calling. It could be for them. But honestly, if you don't like meeting people and you don't love property, don't do this job. I love property. I think the people that are successful in this job actually like negotiating property.
The euphoria you take, the adrenaline rush, it's like I'm closing, no, something happens. It's like, okay, it's getting off, it's getting on.
And like you can move on. Like being resilient is so important. Otherwise, you're going to kill yourself in this job. Like you lose a big deal, you can't sit there and cry about it for 2 months. Get up, continue, forget about it, it's gone. But you know, it's not something you can teach. So when people are asking you, tell me how to do this job, it's like, go and find out. Go and pick up the phone and speak to people and see
like
what
this
happens.
job, there's no salaries. It's like, and an average person, it's gonna take him 90 days to close a deal. So you cannot support yourself. You need to pay gas. You need to go wander around Dubai. You need to pay off security guards to come some debt. You need money.
So many people have lost jobs. So everyone is seeing like what is moving still. And real estate, if you see all the companies are posting, great time, great, this is great results. So of course everyone is thinking, like I know now as our company's hiring so many people, all from social media. All the people now that are coming, we don't even need a recruiter. Like our recruiter is like the lettings manager and the recruiter. He is actually
it looks like the recruiter is losing his job now.
No, he's both. He's the lettings manager and the recruiter, but he's actually stuck in England. Now anyway, so he should be coming back, but he doesn't really, yes, okay, to vet the people, but the people are coming, like especially Alicia. Alicia's obviously, you know, doing very well on social media, and the culture of our company and our office is so good. So when people come, it's like, so they're expanding, but yes, I can see, and it's like, for me, I must come across rude so many times because the new people come, I don't make an effort to get to know them because
Me too.
why waste your time?
Me too.
So people think people think that you're rude, and then people are like, oh, and if they like, you know, it builds like that kind of bad feeling. But I just don't care.
Doesn't
like,
matter.
I'm not there to.
Jade, if they want to get to know you, it's gonna be after 7.
Yeah.
We can have dinner, we can go out, the company got to go, whatever it is. But in the morning, I'm making the effort to be here to make something out of my day. Your problems, your social life, everything. It's not that doesn't matter for me, but I have better priorities. So I finish what I need to do to feel myself. I need to reward myself. And then we can go have a beer, whatever it is, you can name it, doesn't matter.
But also
so even I'm in the same situation and here people think like, oh, he's such an ego, he doesn't talk to us. No, but I have better stuff.
But also for me as well, I don't want to become friends with everyone in my office. Like you said, and it goes back to who you hang around with is so important. Like I have a very small friendship group. I don't believe in having hundreds of friends.
Quality over quantity,
you know,
any day.
Definitely. And like I would say that one of my 2 main best friends are actually my bosses. And I see that you get on very well with your boss, I believe, right? That's running here.
And
together, exactly. And you know, it's like I look up to them, and they have done so well, and they've achieved so much. But they're also still at the same time they're such good people. You know, and this is what I'm striving to be in my life. Be successful, but also remain calm and humble and nice, you know, and they're such good role models. These are the kind of people I want to be around, you know, and my friends that I'm lucky in the fact that my partner actually grew up in Dubai. So I met him in Dubai, but he's been here since he was like 10.
Okay.
So all his friendship groups, all his friendship, all his people, all his friends, they went to school here. Their families have been out here for a couple of generations, and so they are settled people. It's not like people, you know, like they're going to be in Dubai for 6 months and then they're leaving and then they're coming. I don't have friends like that. All my friends are people here settled and all with like successful families and backgrounds. I didn't come from that by any means at all. But if you surround yourself with that, you know that your generation's going to be, you know, when you eventually have children.
Like when you surround yourself with people to discuss ideas, that's the blessing.
Definitely.
So you have three types. You have people who discuss people,
Yeah.
which is so silly,
Boring. Yeah.
which will not lead to anywhere, because end of the day, no one cares who did this and what.
Correct.
Second, you have people that discuss events, which is okay, but if you want change in your life,
Yeah.
you need to discuss ideas. I promise you. Like every Friday, it's standard. We chill on the boat.
Yeah.
Whatever, in any place, you know. And if every Friday you listen to us, how many ideas
Yeah.
we get? You
Yeah.
will say this guy is like,
Yeah.
yeah, because like talking to people and talking to ideas and someone doing something will be an eye opener
True.
for us to do something else, to be innovative
Yes.
in this market, to have the different ideas. Like I still remember when COVID hit, we were discussing it, me and him in December, and I was telling him my majority of investors became international. It's like 90 international,
Okay.
10% locally. Okay, people jump to Zoom. I was using Loom. Loom is an app where they open the brochure for you and it will give you a screen. It will take a video of you and you will scrolling the brochure and explaining
that's
the
so good.
location and the
Wow.
floor plans and stuff.
Really
So
good.
I was using that. I was telling him, listen, we need virtual tours.
Yeah.
It will really be a game changer. So we had the virtual tours in January, and then everyone was looking in March.
Yeah.
Oh, how did you do it? Like,
Yeah.
buddy, we saw it. We saw it coming. We saw everything coming. You know, we knew that's gonna be happen a recession, a depression. I don't know. Call it whatever you want to call it. People has been talking about it from 2015.
Correct.
That 2020,
Something's going
it's
to
gonna
happen.
hit.
Yeah.
No one have thought it's gonna be a virus to accelerate
Yeah.
it this big, but eventually we were ready for it.
Yeah.
We didn't have like the issues like what we're gonna do in our life. We were sending solutions.
Yeah.
Everyone had a problem.
That's
we
the
had
most
the
important
solution.
thing, I think.
Yeah.
You know, rather than create so many issues and say this is a problem, this is a problem, I can't do this, I can't do this. If you keep telling yourself you can't do something, you're never going to do it. Forget about it. And the thing that I feel that's handled this situation so differently to a lot of other people, I have, after probably the first month, like the first few weeks of lockdown, I stopped talking about COVID. Like I wasn't checking the figures. I refused to even acknowledge it. If someone spoke to me about it, I'm like, that's boring. I stopped watching the news. Like I'm like, I don't want to
It's
hear
the
about
best
it.
decision.
I am just continuing. And even when clients would speak to me about it, I would shut it down so quickly. Like, how's it going to affect your life when it's gone in 6 months? Why are we wasting time talking about it? And then just like literally my business has continued like normal because I'm refusing to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Apart from this mask.
Like us too, we were like no news, we don't know
Yeah.
anything. For sure, we were seeing the word numbers, the figures, just to see which are the most
Yeah.
affected countries. That's like there is no escape from it. But yeah, we were not giving our opinions. Some people were saying like go out is okay. Some people are staying
Yeah.
home. I stayed neutral.
Yeah.
I'm like focus on something very important. You're still alive. You have everything that you want. Even if this will continue for another year,
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. But just find new ideas
Yeah,
in this
how to
time.
adapt.
Yeah, find like how you wanna do real estate,
Yeah.
how you wanna do the holiday homes, how you wanna do different business ideas. Maybe
Sure.
I wanted to jump even to that sector of getting medicines or masks
Yeah,
or whatever. So
yeah.
I was open to see because I know in every crisis, lots of opportunities would come up.
Correct.
So that's what I was focused
Definitely.
on. In May we went back to work, but as I told you, because our business model is mostly on off-plan, we really didn't get affected
Yes.
because we always sell over the phone. We got
Yeah.
used to it.
Yeah.
And now coming back, we are jumping a little bit of the secondary, few rentals here and there,
Yeah.
just to stay fully active and see
Sure.
where this market is
See
going.
what happens. Yeah.
And now today I was seeing an article which is saying like the market is going through a V curve.
Yeah.
I really want your opinion about it because I think most of the people saying a V curve don't know what a V looks like. V, maybe they know the letter,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
why markets jump on V? And can you tell me your opinion if you see this is going as a V or as a W or as an L?
Honestly, this goes back to I'm not overthinking it. I'm just going with it. So like right now, if I would have really thought about it, I never would have expected the market to be as busy as it is now. Do I think it's going to drop again? Yes.
That's
Do I
the
know
most
what letter it's
realistic.
going in? No.
It's gonna be mostly an S, you know, it's like
I don't know, but I cannot see right now. I feel it's a mixture of hype because people are showing that there's a lot happening, so people are thinking, hold on a second, there's a lot happening. Good stock is not really available because obviously the prices were already so low. So a lot of owners don't want to sell, which is understandable. But logically looking at it and seeing how many Emirates pilots are leaving and how many people will go, yes, it has to come down.
And we're gonna see a shuffle, like we're gonna see lots of people leaving, but at the same time,
will come.
there's lots of Europeans, they had sick enough from Europe, they were like, this is a crowded city, we don't want to be in here, we want to come to Dubai.
This is exactly what I've been saying to people.
And that's the inquiries I've been getting, people asking me how to open our free zone company, how to open a bank account, what's the best school to put my children in it, and they all want to be in townhouses, which I see you're dominating already this sector, and it's gonna be a guaranteed work for the next 5 years. Everyone wants to be in townhouses and villas.
Look, everyone is, especially Dubai Hills. Oh my god, it's like crazy. They're the fake listings. So many fake listings. The price could be like 2 million, and there'll be fake listings at 1.6.
But I don't think that's their problem. I think it's the portal's fault because they're even doing it on off plan. Let me give you an example. Last week we got a call from email and they were like, the X1, X2, we still have few floors and we're planning to release it. It's the same broadcast and phone to all of the companies. 1.45 for a 1 bedroom and 2 bed 2.4 and goes onward. So I logged into Property Finder to see the listings that has been listed 12 hours ago to put 1,070,000 for a 1 bedroom. And nowadays, if I'm gonna call a person, then I might have 1.45, and he will see that listing. Eventually, he's never gonna buy from that guy because that doesn't exist. He just listed this property. He will know it's a fake listing, but he's gonna lose confidence of getting more information and stepping to that mindset of getting the information and buying it. So that agent is harming himself, he's harming me, and who's the only person benefiting from it? It's the portals, because they're accepting any listing. They ask us for documents, title deeds, passport copy, Form A, whatever it is. Now why don't you make sure that this owner, that's his price, and verify the listing? And once you don't have a verified listing, don't list it.
I think it's a hard one because at the same time, a lot of companies will not be happy to give phone numbers for owners to.
Don't give a phone number.
So
you can keep the phone number. You can keep the phone number. You can keep everything. You can get a letter signed from the landlord and the same signature.
But the whole point is that's what the point of the Form A is. The Form A has to be signed with them, and you have to take the DOD
permit.
The DOD permit. A lot of agents are cheating it. Like we aren't. We're going by the book, and I know a lot of the big companies are, but there's a lot of agents that are just putting on anything with fake permits, with all this stuff. This is killing the market. If this was cleared up, I can tell you there would be a completely different market, and I think we're heading that way. I really do, because we were sitting in DLD recently, and the guy that's running all this permit stuff was asking me. He was like, "How do we manage this? How do we handle it?" And I said, "Look, it's all the listings are fake. What to tell you? You go on the first 4 pages. The first 4 pages,
companies 50,000 each. Done.
See, they do. They have mystery shoppers, but the problem is with these mystery shoppers, it's so obvious. They call you, and it's like it's definitely a local person. Okay, they don't even know the community that they're calling for, and they're like, "Meet me outside the villa." And if it's like ranch, they could say Wadi Al Safa. Like, who would say Wadi Al Safa? Only the landlord.
And you, because you know it. That's it.
There needs to be more done, but slowly it happens, right? The transition is there. It's like the app. It's like the app for the Form Fs. What a disaster! It's a disaster, but they're trying, right?
Give it a year,
More than a year, I think.
Being optimistic. So Jade, this has been super fun. Thank you for all of this knowledge, for sharing the experience. Just before we go, I want to ask you one main question, and you're free not to answer it.
Okay, fine.
If there's any day we're gonna see Jade having her own industry, businesses, or she's gonna just stay the superstar of Dacha Real Estate and shining.
I am one of the people in life that believe loyalty is so important to me. Like, loyalty is
I think we're twins, you and me. We're twins for sure, definitely.
And if it wasn't for James and Licia, I would not be. Yes, of course, it's my hard work, and I can't say what would have happened if I went somewhere else, but I wouldn't be exactly where I am today, and I'm so happy. And also, the grass is not always greener. I know many agents that were good and they left and they've lost a lot of money trying to, because you're not only selling yourself, you're trying to look for people that will sell like you. And it's tough.
Not only that, you have the cost, the license, the insurance, the permits, the portals. Like,
exactly.
wow.
So am I thinking about doing that? Absolutely not. I am very, very happy where I am. I actually like to take my money and invest it to make more money. So that's my game plan.
Definitely.
And let's see how it goes.
Definitely, you're my twin sister.
Let's see how it works out.
Make the commission,
But
invest it
exactly.
in property.
We don't have. We think we have a headache now, which we do. But if we owned our own company, the headache is like 20 times even, more stress. And I'm trying to find that place in my life where I have a balance. So, yeah, no plans yet. Of course, sometimes you think, you sit back and you think, God, you see some people running companies, and you're like, I could do much better. Like, people ask me questions all the time, and they're like, why don't you own a company? And it's like, I actually think it would be great if I did, but then I'm like, no, I don't want.
You will age very quickly. So like,
exactly.
No.
You'll see me tomorrow, I'll be like 45.
I'm happy young, leave it the way it is.
Exactly. No, very happy, and yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
So much.
I
Been a
really know
pleasure.
that you're not really onto social media. And now being with us on this episode is really amazing. Thank you for sharing your experience, and for everyone listening to us, feel free to reach Jade and Jade Morris on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. She's very helpful. Any question you want to have it, whether you are an actual buyer, landlord, or just wanderer,
No jobs.
Jade will be here to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much for listening to this, and see you next week in a new episode.